who's a senior lecturer at People's Friendship University of Russia. Dr. Gasanov, Bashar al-Assad would not be where he is, but for Russia's support and also Iran's support. Now, that doesn't say much about Bashar al-Assad's popularity and the argument that, Bashar al-Assad represents the sovereign formal Syrian government.
Actually, in recent time, we can see that Russia's position is slightly changed because we have now different circumstance in Syria. The war is not possible because what Assad could achieve, he already have achieved. I mean, first of all, Idlib, where Turkish troops are present, and East Euphrates, where we have the United States and British forces. It's also impossible to gain this territory without a major war. And Russia tries to convince Assad to go to political concessions to start really political process. But I wouldn't say that Russia supports pure Assad. Russia still supports because without Assad, Russia has no power in Syria because they're fully linked with each other, and for the future of Syria, for retaining the unity of Syria, it's important to start real political process, and I think that Russian diplomacy tries to convince Assad.
Okay, Mr. Aram, so that's what Russia is telling Bashar al-Assad now, to start a political process. But someone who's prepared to kill thousands of people but not step down would want one presupposition, which is that he remains the central point of the political process. Now, if my assumption is correct, then the political process is defeated even before it begins.
Pretty much so. I mean, how would you be able to justify to the people of Syria trying to put some validity by mainly the international powers or the international world, where they're offering you as Syrians a possibility of electing a leader, a dictator, who has killed maybe his cousin, maybe his family, maybe his wife, daughter, son, whatever. Yes, you're right. I mean, presenting him as a valid choice in a possible free election would also pretty much undermine the history and what the Syrian people think of Assad to begin with. Would it be some sort of a mental defeat for Syrians before it even hits the ballots? Yeah, I think I would agree with you on that.
Okay, so let me, before I close this segment, go back to Dr. Gasanov. So, Dr. Gasanov, going by this, the issue of political process, unfortunately, is pretty complicated. It's not as easy as it sounds.
Yes, political process is difficult to start when you have still war, you have still fightings. Even after Russia-Turkey deal in Idlib, we have still fighting, still ceasefire violation. We should stop. These key countries, I mean the United States, Russia, Turkey, should have a deal that all violations, all fightings should stop. And afterwards, I think the unique possibility is to have representatives from East Euphrates, from Idlib and the main and the rest of Syria, who will define the future of the country. But the problem is that people who participated in war, they have no legitimacy for the population of Syria. This should be new people, new politicians, maybe from among the young people who have no association, no imagination with war, and they would be like
that would be an ideal question. But I don't think that's going to happen. But thank you so much, Honor Aram, Dr. Kamran Gasanov, for speaking with us. This is all from In Focus tonight. We should see you tomorrow at the same time. Keep following our latest updates on social media at indus.news. Good night and goodbye.